It's about life and all the things we go through in it. Opinions are like assholes. Why dig in them? Keep it simple. Just why. It's your girl, Lady Listener, the holistic life coach, here, live, and in the flesh, with happiness, health, and no stress. It's that time. You ready? Life Combo starts now. I'm your host, Lady, and if this is your first time tuning in, I just want to say welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for your support. And if you are an LC, the Life Convo Tribe, then we family. So hey y'all, please, if you enjoyed the content, like, share, and subscribe to help me grow. I also encourage comments and suggestions as it allows me to get to know you, my audience, and I hope it allows you to get to know me. Now, this is a video podcast, which is an extension of my audio podcast. And link for my audio podcast will be down in the description. If you look in the lower right hand corner, you will also see the URL there. So as you may have noticed, I switched things up. I wanted to try something different to present episodes, and I hope you enjoy the video. Let's talk life. Today's episode is titled, Do You Take Time for You? So, do you? Take time to pour into you. Despite the overwhelming issues of the everyday life, you have to enjoy every moment. In reality, it is what you make it, and it can be hard from time to take time for yourself. Life is pressure coming at you from every angle, from trying to be an engaged, attentive person to dealing with household duties, and exhaustion is a given. And just getting a good night's sleep does not do the trick to replenish you sometimes. You need a little extra. It's an exhausted feeling deep within that makes it hard to get anything done. Have you ever found yourself overwhelmed by pretty much everything bombarding you all in one day, and you just can't get right? And you're not even sure why it's coming at you this way. Like, okay, life, I hear you. So let's look at, these articles that I found. And this one is How to Take Time for Yourself and Restore Your Energy. And it's by Kay Stone. And in this particular article, it shows the importance of self-care. And I'll read a little insert from it. In today's on-the-go society, taking time for yourself is often looked upon as being selfish or unproductive. You have a job to do, kids to take care of, meals to cook, bills to pay, and the list goes on. How can you possibly justify taking time out for self-care without feeling guilty? And this particular insert in this article, it really made me think because I was, just looking over different things, and I realized, that is so true. We don't pour into ourselves, we pour into others. And when we do pour into ourselves, some of us feel guilty for doing it, or we just don't do it, and we don't know how to justify. And this article, I feel, is a great article to read. It has a lot of great information in it. And if you'd like to learn how to find this article, it is How to Take Time for Yourself and Restore Your Energy. And it's lifehack.org is where I found this article. So definitely check that article out. The next article that I would suggest is going to be How to Find Time for Yourself. And this article, again, is another great article. And this is on verywellmind.com. And there's some great inserts into this article as well. And I would suggest you, like I said, just looking at just some of the things it offers, such as the benefits of downtime. The ability to find time in a busy schedule is an important is important for a few reasons. Having enough time for leisure activities, time alone, and simple do nothing time is vital for maintaining balance. Do you have a simple do nothing time penciled out in your mind, or if you use a journal or a scheduler? I know that I do, and that's my downtime for me. And so, like I said, this article is another great article to look at. And if you're trying to figure out where to find the article, it's going to be How to Find Time for Yourself, and that's on verywellmind.com. The last article I want to take a quick look at is going to be 10 ways to take time for yourself, even with a hectic schedule. And this article, again, is a great article. And I'll read another insert. What does taking time for yourself mean? To find time for yourself means to set time aside conscientiously. This time should be meant for you and you alone. I'm going to read it again just to make sure that you are listening and not just hearing. To find time for yourself means to set time aside conscientiously. This time should be meant for you and you alone. You have to practice self-care. And it's sometimes, I know it's difficult to do, but self-care is very important in my world. And this article, again, is 10 ways to take time for yourself, even with a hectic schedule. And this is on betterup.com. So those are the articles that I have for you, and I would suggest that you look into those articles. Now, we're going to move on to some other important information I want to give you. So let's look at Burnout, the Secret to Unlocking Stress Cycle, written by Emily and Amelia Nagasaki. Now, according to Amelia Nagasaki, which is the co-author of Burnout, the Secret to Unlocking Stress Cycle, she states, burnout is the experience of feeling overwhelmed and exhausted by everything you have to do, and somehow you're still worried that you're not doing enough. And I know a lot of us, sometimes we feel that way. And I definitely wanted you guys to see that you can find this particular book on Amazon. And when I pulled it up, it gives you the different prices from Kindle as well as audiobook. You can get a hardcover or paperback. Paperback is the cheapest, of course. But I just want to make sure to show you guys a place where you can find this book. Now, burnout seems to have you feeling completely exhausted, and it just doesn't go away through doing stuff like resting over a weekend. Even taking time off for a long vacation seems to not give you the recovery you expected. And if you're not sure, how to recognize burnt out, here are some common symptoms of burnt out. Excessive use of substances, including alcohol, drugs, and prescription drugs, physical and mental overwhelm and fatigue, moodiness and irritability, inability to make decisions, loss of motivation, suicidal thoughts, withdrawing from support systems, hopelessness, sleep deprivation. Now, your children, if you have any, and your other responsibilities can deplete you. Just know it's not a bad idea. Just know it's not all bad, and you can get back your motivation, energy, and productivity by doing simple things. So here's what I do, and I hope you'll try to apply them to your situation and incorporate them daily so you don't find yourself at this point again. So let me break this down. In today's society, there is an insane amount of pressure to look, act, and behave in a certain way. The truth is that every single person grew up in different environments and with different experiences, yet we all overdo it sometimes. And to say it's normal is an understatement. It's a no for me, y'all. No, 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 no. And that makes me think, no, 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 no. When it's really yeah, 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 yeah. And it's a song by Destiny's Child, and it just popped in my head. But that's where I'm at. It's like, no, that's not for me. Because we have somehow been conditioned to to accepting putting others before ourselves is the right thing to do. As putting yourself before others is selfish. I don't see it that way. And if you have been conditioned like I was in my early years of life, of feeling that you wanting to do something for you or taking time away from situations for you is selfish, try to add time for yourself each and every day or each and every week, each and every month until you're able to do it on a daily basis to pour into you. Make it make sense. If you burnt out, then you can't do for anyone. Now, what do you do? No, it's not normal to give to others and not yourself, in my opinion. You have to learn how to say no. You cannot turn off responsibilities, yet you determine how much you take on. Take a step back, evaluate where you invest your time and who you are investing in. Putting in more effort to choose you first can show others that you value you. I know it is easy to say and hard to do, as you don't want to let others down. Yet see it as you are letting yourself down by doing too much and not taking time for yourself, which can and usually does break down your mental and physical health. You are a priority to others when you are a priority to you. When it comes to my household duties, I make a list so I can make it as easy as possible to get done what I need to. So in the past, I didn't categorize my list. I would usually look at what I needed to do and just start with whatever didn't annoy me the most first. And that's going to bring me to the next article, shall I say website that I found. And this particular website, you guessed it, is a way to get printable free lists so that you can help declutter, your household and organize and things of that nature to kind of, just make your life a little easier so that you can take that time for yourself and pour into you. And it was created by Sarah Mueller. And again, this is a great website that I would suggest utilizing. Yet it's not, and I felt I needed to do something when trying to, stay organized and cleaning. So me not having a categorized list, it just wasn't working anymore. So I started using a checklist to do my household duties for my family. Having a list to me is a little time consuming, yet it is worth it in the end as it helps me stay on track and organize, thus saving me time in the long run. I break it up by days. Now, if you have a partner, make sure they're doing their part so it's not all on you. Conquer and divide is what I say. I have an 18, 17, and 10-year-old. So they do their parts to help me out, and I appreciate it. Now, when it comes to cooking, here is my tip of the day. Make cleaning up as smooth as possible. Get non-stick cookware, and that is a must for me. If you can afford it, alternate between using paper plates, bowls, cups, and plastic utensils to eat with, especially when your week will be ultra busy, or just have them on hand to use when you're not feeling it. I keep quick and get to breakfast for me to grab and also for my children to grab that they can prepare themselves, from cereal, instant oatmeal, and every kind of fruit we like in frozen form. So it lasts longer and I don't have to worry about throwing it out. Now, I even make fresh fruit smoothies in a 128 ounce water jug using the frozen fruit for anyone who wants it, which lasts about 3 to 4 days. I don't label this as I make it on Monday and discard it on Friday if it is not gone before any company comes. Remember, impossible just means I'm possible. I also label my meat packaging using a white chalk pen before I prepare all my meats. I trim, section, wash, and season the meat to tenderize and marinate while in the freezer. I triple seal the meat using the triple seal food saver bags. Yet you can use freezer bags too. And I just pop them in the freezer. So all I gotta do is grab my meat and cook it. Or if I pre-cook it, all I gotta do is heat it up. Now, when it comes to other stuffs like gravies, sauce, any beans, and vegetables, I pre-cook. I actually tried to store them in the triple sealed food saver bags that I use for the meat. And I noticed that during the vacuum seal process, the liquids would flow out. So I found an alternative. And that alternative is using mason jars. And I also was able to find these labels on Amazon. And they are dissolvable labels. And these labels are like $9.99. But I like them because they dissolve in water. And so they're not going to stay stuck, on my glass when I need to, use that same mason jar for other vegetables, or if I get like fruit that wasn't available in the frozen section, I can still reuse those mason jars using these labels. Now, I put this up just in case it's something that you're wanting to try. I portion out all the food for my family as I am aware of how much myself and family eats. I prepare one-pot meals for at least 2 meals out of the week, such as chili beans, spaghetti, stir fry, just to name a few. Now, my freezer meals are stocked, saving me time. Now I have time for something else. Now the time I would have spent doing all of this the day of is eliminated. Now we're going to move on to cleaning. As cleaning is not my favorite, I cannot eat, relax, or sleep when my home is not organized or clean. So with that being said, how I clean works for me and it might work for you. So my cleaning tips are to get a checklist. And that's going to move us back to the Decluttering School website. And the website is declutterschool.com in case you want to look up any of the things that I'm presenting to you from this website. Now, I like this website because it has free printable checklists for cleaning. To me, they are great. Yet there are other sites similar to get, checklists from. So use this one or find one you like. And the one that I like is going to be it's kind of like that kids printable checklist, but here it is. The Very Necessary House Cleaning Checklist is what I like. And I'm just going to click on it and let's see. And these are the things that are on this particular checklist. And like I said, if you want to, look more into it, you're welcome to go to that website. Now, having a checklist for cleaning helps me to reduce the stress around sorting, folding, and putting up my laundry, thus allowing me to overcome getting burnt out. I only do laundry on Saturdays and Sundays. Next, I suggest you set a designated time and date to do any cleaning task. Third, set yourself an allotment of time to clean. For instance, say you're going to clean from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., then do that. Don't stray outside of that time. When it comes to deep cleaning or organizing, plan it out weeks ahead of when you hope to complete it so you will not accept any interruptions other than urgent because you planned, so do it. Such as cleaning the ceiling fans, cleaning out the fridge and refrigerator, cleaning your oven or stovetop, even windows and window treatments. I say clean to make your space livable. Don't try to go all out, exhausting yourself. Set a timer and do what you can in the amount of time you have blocked off. And after the fact, pat yourself on the back for what you got done and be okay with what is not done. Remember, tomorrow will come, so just pick it up the next day and repeat till everything is complete. Now, if you have children, a partner, or guests, make sure you make it known to clean up after themselves, because it makes no sense to have to re-clean what you already have. Nope, not doing it. Getting it all done is not a worry to give any care to. You will get it done. Just may not be all of it that specific day that you started it. You matter, and so does your time. Only you know what gives you peace of mind, which in my opinion, it's worth a lot more than money. Peace of mind is a must. Time for yourself is sometimes difficult to do, yet you should have time for you penciled in every day of your life. So I was watching In From the Cold on Netflix, and one of the actors said they were an optimist, glass half full kind of guy. And the response was, well, I'm from Russia. I had no cup to begin with, so just know you are the cup, and you cannot pour from an empty cup. To do anything, to give to anyone, you have to take time for yourself. And I'm going to say that again. To give to anyone, you have to take time for yourself. Give yourself intentional time and take care of yourself, even if it's mindless scrolling on TikTok, or if you're binge watching your favorite show. That is you taking time for you, even though it might not seem like it. And I'm not saying do it all day. Just use it in moderation. You can take a soaking bath, go to the park and read, window shop, and treat yourself to an ice cream or coffee. Just take time for yourself in whatever way appeals to you daily. Taking time for yourself is something you can practice daily, and it will rejuvenate your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual spheres. Now, I personally take mornings between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. and nights I also take. And this is just taking me back to these particular articles, just saying to make sure you take time for yourself. Now, I personally take mornings between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. once my children are gone to school, and nights between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. after everyone has had dinner, baths, and in their own space. For me, these are the best times to fit in my self-care routines. And again, these are the times that work for me. Find out what times work for you. In the mornings and evenings, I do things which wake me up to get my day going and relax me to wind down from the day that are personal to me. And like I said, it worked. I ain't losing sleep for nobody. Nothing. You hear me? Get your sleep. Sleep is important for your health, among other things. And I want to definitely go to a book that I found. And so let me show you that on the screen. And I found it on Amazon as well. And I definitely want you to check this book out. And it's called Why We Sleep. And it's by a Matthew Walker who has a PhD. I know you might think you functioning at 100% without sleep is plausible, even possible. Just as a person with alcohol in their system over the legal limit thinks they can get behind the wheel of a car and make it to their destination until they don't. It's just not it. According to the National Heart, Lung, Blood Institute, who has a study on sleep deprivation and deficiency, they state on their website that sleep plays an important part or an important role in your physical health. For example, sleep is involved in healing and repairing of your heart and blood vessels. Ongoing sleep deficiency is linked to an increased risk of heart disease, kidney disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and stroke. Sleep deprivation causes ineffective, unhealthy, and unhappy individuals. Now, like I said, I wanted to show you guys this book by Dr. Matthew Walker. And this book is one I think is an important book to read if you want to learn more about sleep activity. Now, Dr. Walker feels the shorter your sleep, the shorter your life. The leading causes of disease and death in developed nations all have recognized causal links to a lack of sleep. He also states that the best bridge between despair and hope is a good night's sleep. One night of sleep is not going to cut it. You have to consistently get 8 or more hours of sleep every night to make a significant difference. The effect it will have on your mental and physical health will allow you to feel better too once you start, getting that 8 hours plus. I looked at an article and I apologize, I didn't have it ready to pull up. And it said that the average adult needs 7 to 9 hours. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 6 or 8 sleep cycles, because your sleep cycle is 90 minutes. And like I said, you can look this stuff up. How I accomplish getting 8 hours plus of sleep is I always set up my do not disturb feature on my cell phone. And I put it on the hours of 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. as that works best for me. Next, I limit my screen time while in bed to 1 to 2 hours. I always create an intentional bedtime routine to calm my mind and body down. Listen, I suggest creating a routine around what may be going on in your life, as I did for me and my life. As your life and the things that are going on with it, you may not be able to just, stop or change at a moment's notice. Yet having a routine to wind you down from the day, it really has helped me. Make changes until it feels right. There is no wrong way to do this. Do what works for you. When it comes to doing this, you have to look at what is giving you what you need. And you may find something else that, maybe playing a board game or taking a hot bath to relax you from the day. Whatever it is, incorporate it. And if it's not working, remove it. I have a timer set to wind down to get ready for bed, and my timer is set for 9:30 p.m. as I expect to be asleep by 11 a.m. because I usually get up between 5:50, 6 a.m., 6:20 a.m., somewhere around in there. So I know that if I'm asleep by 11, I'm going to get that 7+ hours. And even if I go to like 7 or 7:20, more hours. So, just do what works for you. Last, once in bed, I turn on relaxing music or rain to relax me and put me to sleep. And that really soothes me and calms me. And it's not something you have to do. But like I said, these are things that work for me, and I hope that you will try it. If you feel that what is not working won't ever work, remember, you're just starting out. So you have to continuously do it and give it time to work. Don't give up on the idea just because you're assuming it's not working, because it's going to take tweaks and adjustments. Everything that's working for me may not work for you. Now, I feel how you start your day is just as important as how you end your day. Use a timer to get up every day at the same time to get the most out of your day. And that is something that I do because, like I said, I feel that how I start my day is just as important as how I end my day. You can take time for yourself and come out being the priority. So listen, if a friend or loved one calls, texts, or FaceTimes you, and they express what they're going through and need you to get to the right side of things, whether they need your advice, they just need you to listen so that they can vent, you wouldn't hesitate to do what you could to help them out. And they'd be grateful for your help, all while you are suffering in silence. And you don't let on how terrible you feel or what you are dealing with, because that's just not you. Giving to others and not to yourself is the norm, yet it doesn't have to be in your life. You just have to choose to take time for yourself and intentionally make choices to de-stress and reduce responsibilities one day at a time. Know this: you are the priority and you are pressure.